All right, guys, it's Lucas Fades here, and we're going over the six-figure barbering blueprint, right? This is everything you need to know in order to have a six-figure barbering business. A lot of you guys make it a lot harder than it seems because you don't want to take a risk or because you don't understand that a risk is a smart play when you have certain levers pulled. And I'm going to go over these levers in this because I want all you guys to make six figures as a barber. I have made six figures. I've made well over six figures, into the mid 100,000s, high 100,000s, and it changes your life. You can get a lot of things to happen for you. You can start spending money in areas where benefit just your general wellness, right? I want all you guys to have this, so this is why I'm breaking this blueprint down. I think everyone deserves to have it. Take with it what you will. I recommend taking notes during this, though. Grab a notebook, grab a pen, take some notes, because especially if you don't know the business side of barbering, this will be very eye-opening. So, there's three main aspects to a barber business. You have supply and demand, which is the way the business runs. You have client acquisition, which is how you're getting new clients. It's your marketing. And then you have client retention and client churn. Basically, client retention is if you book a client in, he likes his haircut and keeps booking with you. That's retention. You are retaining the client. Churn is if you get a new client, they book a haircut and they're gone. Or maybe they go for you twice and they're gone, right? That's churn. That's when a client leaves. Churning is leaving. Retention is keeping that client. So, you guys are all going to hate this because I used to be like this, and I don't know a lot of barbers who track like that unless you're doing credit cards only. However, you have to track your numbers. You need to know how much money exactly a week you are making for a haircut. You need to know how many haircuts a week you are taking. You need to know these numbers just like this, because unless you track your numbers, anything I tell you right here will be a guess. It will always be a guess. You won't be able to know if you're retaining these clients. You won't be able to know how many of these clients churn. You really won't know all this. And the thing is, if you don't even know how much money you're making, you don't deserve to be a six-figure barber. You really don't. You should be able to track your numbers and understand the very basics of business. So, this is how the business is run. It is so easy. It is really cut and dry. And this is where people, I don't want to say like overestimate it, but they think it's a lot more difficult than it is, right? All a barber is a supply and demand business. Your haircuts are your supply, and the demand is how many haircuts you are taking, right? Say you can only take 10 haircuts a day, and you're filling with 10 people. Your supply is the same as your demand. You're fully maxed out. You can't do more, you can't do less. Or you can do less, but you can't do more. Keep this in mind, right? So, a broke barber. This is where a lot of people who aren't making six figures is. And this is a barber who basically just has a lot of open spots, a lot of availability. They haven't booked out their clients. And the main reason, factor in this is the fact that you are not marketing and not getting enough people in your chair. That is your bottleneck. Bottleneck is what's not going right in your business, basically. What you can fix to make your business flow better. If you are not fully booked, your number one priority is getting people in your chair. That is the way you scale your business. You get people in your chair. Once you are fully booked for a while, that's when you start scaling, right? So here we go. Six-figure barber. This is the barbers who understand that they have too much demand. It's exceeding their supply, or it's at the top of their supply. So they're maxed out, or they're staying after all the time to fit in people. Congratulations. This is why you can pull the lever and raise your prices, because your goal is to lose some of those clients. It sounds crazy, but the goal is to lose some of those clients so you have availability to take new clients. It's as simple as that, right? But most people don't want to raise prices when they're fully booked because they don't understand how to acquire clients in their chair. So let me move myself out of the way so I can show you this. Previously, I would have said just the free haircuts and referrals is the easiest way to fill out your chair. I filled out my chair very quickly doing those things. And no, I'm not saying give a free haircut to a walk-in. That is not a smart business move. They are coming in there to pay regardless. I am saying use a free haircut as a lever to get someone to sit in your chair. If someone sits in your chair, you have the ability to show them what you can do. If you are great at cutting hair or great at conversation, literally either one of those, both you're a superstar. But if you have one of those, chances are that client will stay with you because the bar is so low. The bar is so low. And so, free haircut, get them in your chair, give them a good haircut. Most times those people tip or pay regardless. However, that's probably a returning client if you do a good job, okay? So that's what I used to do. Referrals is very, very overpowered. I think a lot of barbers underestimate the power of this. But I give free haircuts to my clients who send someone else. If that client sends 5 people, they're going to get 5 free haircuts. But I'm getting 5 new clients, right? So it pays itself off. And that person has a motive to send people to me because he doesn't have to pay for his next haircut if someone sits in my seat. Would you not want to do that? If you're like, yo, get a haircut from him, someone does, you get a free haircut next time. It's a beautiful world, right? Works out for both parties. It's a win-win, and that is what we love. 2025, end of 2024, I joined a mentorship. It taught me how to go viral on social media, but it's not even going viral that's important. It's just being consistent, showing your work, and having hashtags for your area. That is the most important thing. If you take anything from this, social media is free. It takes a little bit of effort, and yes, it will take some of your time, but within 2 months, I had over 50 new people at a higher price point. I already filled out my new price point. I'm due for a price raise again, okay? So, social media, it's free marketing. It gives you literally thousands of leads. My dashboard for this month is 800,000 views. 800,000 people have seen my work. Okay, not all of them are local, but using my local hashtags, majority of people are local, and I'm still getting new people booked in every single day from Instagram or TikTok. So where do you think people look when they sit in a barber shop? What are people doing all day long? They're looking at their phones, and it's free. You don't need a boost. You can boost, and that is a viable way to get people in your seat. However, free is a very good way to go as well. So I went over referrals. That is someone else recommending someone to sit in your seat. If their friend sits in your seat, you give that person a free haircut. Or you could offer a free product. Ideally, the free haircut is the easiest way to do it. Easy to keep track of, and that's a great incentive. I'd much rather a free haircut than a free product. I would put in more work personally for a free haircut than a free product if I was doing that, okay? And then ads. It's still free haircut is the best way to go. That is the easiest selling point. Who would deny a free haircut, right? You're going to put people in your chair. Then it's up to you to keep them. And if it's someone who would pay anyways, like it's up to you to keep them regardless. So, okay, take a hit for one person. Say it's a $40 haircut. You take the $40 hit up front, but he stays with you for years, ends up paying you like $2,000 over a couple years. Do you think, would you put in $40 into a slot machine to win $2,000? I would, right? So ads, if you use Meta, you can use Facebook, Google, you can target, right? Get someone, just hire someone on Fiverr. You could probably have AI do it at this point. Write you a free haircut ad, show a couple pictures of your work, put it in a book now thing, say, hey, first haircut with me for free, book now. Literally, you could put like $20 in that and it would fill up your schedule. I guarantee you. That is the simplest way to do that. And the thing is, if you discount it, most time people will want to discount again. They're looking for another discount, so I don't recommend the discount. I just recommend the free. And a fourth easy way of client acquisition, Google reviews. And the booking app can work, but ideally Google is the strongest engine since most people are on Google searching for your barbershop. Now, this is something I worked on for our shop personally, so I know this one very well. Basically, if you get a lot of people to leave your reviews on Google, it will rank your shop at the top of the Google search when someone searches a barbershop near me. Someone searching that and it pops up with your thing. If you're the one asking people to give you reviews, and it's simple. You could just say, hey man, if you don't mind, it would really help me out. Do you mind leaving a Google review after this appointment? And simple as that. People overcomplicate it, act like it's awkward. It's really not. Just ask them to do you a favor, right? It's simple. And this, to this day, still brings in a ton of people. Anytime a new client comes in, I always ask them. This is another thing to track too, so you can tell what's working, right? Anytime a new client comes in, you have to ask them, where'd you come from? How'd you find me? Because if you never know where these people are coming from, how could you focus on one thing? You're kind of just spraying without a real target, right? But like, for instance, for me, the past few months, social media has been killing it. So this is where I'm sniping. I'm sniping at social media and reaping the benefits from it. If it was reviews that were killing it, I'd be pushing reviews hard. It's whatever's working, you want to push it harder, okay? But basically, this will just put your shop at the top of the page when someone searches your barbershop. Simple as that. If someone sees your shit first, or chances are, and if they see hundreds of reviews, chances are like, oh, that's a great shop, I'll book an appointment there. If you were the one asking your client specifically to leave you a review, your name will pop up a lot. Who do you think they're going to book with when they search the reviews? The person that's name pops up the most. This is something that happened to me in our shop. Anthony and I, my boss Anthony and I, we both were asking everyone, and Anthony and I's names popped up in the reviews over and over and over again. Anthony and I reaped the benefits from it, okay? That's client acquisition. Churn and retention. This is exactly what I went over earlier. Churn is the rate that clients stop coming back for a haircut. AKA churn is like they go away. They stop coming to you, right? If you have a high churn, it means you are losing clients faster than you're gaining them. That is the quickest way to go bankrupt right there. You have to be really bad at cutting hair, or you have to have no customer service to have a really high churn in the barber business, honestly. Retention, that is how well you keep your clients coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back. You want to be consistent. Whatever worked for them, you want to do the same thing. You don't want to give them top tier service one time and then slack the next time, right? Maintain a constant thing so they get the same repeatable service every time they come in. If you have a high retention and a low churn, you're going to stay booked out. You're going to get booked out quicker in order to scale your prices. And this is just how you calculate what you need, because a lot of you guys want to reach that 100,000, right? And it's so simple when you break it down in simple formulas like this, because it gives you an actionable step, right? So if I want to reach $100,000, I would need to use the formula. You do haircuts needed equals your target income, aka $100,000 divided by your price of haircut. So if you're doing a $35 service, which at this point is kind of market rate, maybe a tiny bit below in some areas, right? So $35 haircut. If you want to make $100,000, you divide it by 35. That's 2,857 haircuts per year. Now you're going to say, I don't care about that. What do I do with that number? I'm not going to add up all my haircuts. Okay, so you break it down. If you do it by month, that's 238 haircuts per month, okay? And then you're like, oh, okay, I know where this is going. You break it down by the week, divided by 52. That's 55 haircuts per week, okay? And then assuming you're working 5 days per week, 55 haircuts per week divided by 5 days, that's 11 haircuts a day at $35, only working 5 days. Think about that. That is so achievable. It's insane. It is so insane, right? And this is the thing. You can use this formula at any single price that you are at to be able to decide what you need to do to reach this goal. If your goal is 11 haircuts per day at 35, right? And you only have 10 slots, I just recommend opening up one more slot every day if that's the goal you want to hit, right? But if you're ready to scale, I recommend scaling. That's the thing. It's like supply and demand business is so simple. If you are fully booked consistently, if you have like 90% booking consistently, you have one spot, 90%, think about it, 9 out of 10, you have one spot available every day for a new person to come in, and that's cool. But if you do the math, here, let me break it down for you, right? My last price was $40, okay? $40. If I times that by 10 people, $400, okay? So $400 a day without tip for servicing 10 people at $40. Keep that in mind, $400. Now my new price is $55. If I cut 8 people, so 2 more slots open, I'm making $40 more without tip. And the price point's higher, so people are going to tip more. Do you get where I'm getting at? You work less and make more. and it's not doing it in a way that you're risking your business. If you are clearly staying booked out time and time again, you can't market to new people. What's the point of marketing to new people if they can't sit in your chair, right? So this is a rinse and repeat until you want to stop scaling, until people don't want to pay your rates. But chances are, if people are consistently giving you a price and you're booked out, you can move up to near that price. For instance, for me, I was getting at least $60 a haircut, like this, and not haircut and beard, just a haircut. Like it was like 60 consistent, and a lot of times I get more than that, right? Like pretty commonly I get more than that. So what is that telling me? I'm fully booked out, and I'm getting $60 per haircut. So if I move it to 55, sure, I might lose some people. However, that opens spot for new people who will come in at that higher price point, already expecting that price and having no issues at all. Guys, I hope you take value from this. Go back, rewatch this again, because this is such an important way to understand the barber business. And a lot of you guys don't understand the business. You just know how to cut hair. If you ever want to, not escape, but if you ever want to scale so you don't have to work as much, or if you want to scale so you can do something else, you have to understand these to pull the levers and scale your business. You can go as far as you want to take this. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you took value from this.